I'm having a field day. You may see that I'm on a different screen. That's because I would just finished up another recording sesh. Except bad thing happening when just literally like 5 seconds before I was wrapping it up, the whole freaking thing crashed. I finished this session, made a funny joke I can't remember anymore, and then it was actually funny. I thought it was clever and funny, and then my screen turns black. I thought my battery died. I didn't know how that was possible, but I guess that could have happened maybe. But then the screen just loads back on Google, but there's no recording tab open. That's because it deleted my recording that I made that so far. So I'm starting up a new recording sesh because the last one failed, and I can no longer find the post I was reading in part 1. Amazing. But I'm about to summarize what happened. Basically, the father in the story, basically the girl tries to kill herself, blah blah blah. I think you know that much. The mother tries to comfort her, and then it jumps forward in time where the girl now has a kid, and that kid now what the frick am I trying to say? Yeah, she has a kid now, and her mother gets in contact with her and tells her what's going on with the family because the father is now shunning her for not wanting to be around him because he's really abusive. Emotionally abusive. And she tells her about how her sister and father had adopted kids each, which is nice. It's nice. That's good news. But then she also tells her how her father, brother, and sister had all chosen to basically disown her and no longer treat her like their kid, which is horrible. And just horrible. And then the father tried to get the mother and the stepfather to disown the daughter. Which luckily they didn't, because they're decent human beings. But, I mean, just imagine how horrible it is for, the people you grew up with to just decide not to, call you family anymore. I mean, horrible. I mean, the father, I mean, I guess, and they're estranged and stuff, but the brother and sister, where is their backbone? The father's like, hey, can you please disown your sister for having a mental condition she can't control? Depression, by the way. And then they're like, okay, we don't like her, I guess, because she has a mental condition she cannot control. And, yep. That's basically the story, and then, everyone in the family lives in the same town, though. So, it just, they see each other every day, pretty much, on walks. And, I mean, just imagine how that awkward that is. This lady's, at the park, going to the park with her son and dog and stuff, and, the kid's playing, and they see another kid wobble over. He's like, oh, hello, okay, you want to play with my kid? And you're like, yeah, and then, the father comes over. I mean, how is that gonna be? These two kids are playing together, but then, her father literally comes and is like, that's my kid. I don't know, I'm just thinking how awkward and funny that scenario would be. And then, the kids walk over, hey, this is my new friend now. Okay. But, yeah, it's basically the story summary. So now we're going to be doing the story, posted by user definition far 1. Oh, wait, no. Definition _far. So this story is called My Child Deserves It. It's very high in upvotes. So let's read it. Oh god, that was a burp. Okay. So I'm a president to a charity where we sponsor students at local schools who are on the free lunch program. We do a Christmas get-together, not this year, where usually Santa comes and delivers presents in the back of a sleigh. No, seriously, this guy's a sleigh and reindeer. We put to get one big present down and four small presents. So it's kind of badly worded here, but each student gets one big present of their choice and then four smaller presents, maybe like a car or like and like a big present would be like a Nerf gun, like a $40 Nerf gun. So it's good system. I already know all this because I already read the entire story. It's not that long, and this is what I read before the audio corrupted and just deleted itself. Rip in the chat. F in the chat. We spend all year sending postcards to businesses, law offices, government offices, and asking them to buy our coupon book so we can buy these presents. Coupons, local business that the board members own. Example, I do quilting, blah, 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 blah. These are the shops. Okay, one of these owns a coffee shop. One of the guys owns a lawn care business. The high school senior class now offers some snow removal day or COVID sleepover trivia night, New Year's Eve for kids while parents party, etc., etc. So now we sometimes have this issue. A kid asks for all expensive items. Usually girl asks for an expensive doll, boy asks for a gaming system. Reasonable. And we call families ask for a substitute list so they can make up at home under supervision of a parent. Usually this means parents rein them in a bit. So, the kids aren't. So if the kids ask for a PS5, the parents ask for a Nerf gun. But this year, the 400 students we serve, at least 15 parents refuse to take off the PS5. I mean, you can understand why a school can't afford. This seems like a big school. I mean, they're serving 400 students for this event, and it's probably maybe in the city. I'm guessing. Oh, it's a lot of schools. Okay, so that makes more sense. It's not just one big school; it's a bunch of little schools. So, but imagine having 400 students. You can understand why you can't have all of them asking for PS5s or $200 dolls. Let's just say everyone wanted a PS5 for some reason. I don't know. So, PS5s are what, $500? So 500 times 400, you're getting into $200,000 worth of presents that are the big presents, and there's still four smaller presents. Let's say each small present you're asking for on the expensive list is around $50, what the price of a regular big present would be. And then that would, so 50 times 400 would add 20,000. So you can already see why they're not badly dishing out $220,000 worth of presents. I mean, they're getting all this money from local businesses. And I don't think local businesses are going to be too happy to pay for this every year. And it's just one event. They still host more events, like they said, on New Year's and stuff. That's already costing at least a couple $1,000s each. So, understandable. Some things we heard for the following as excuses. 1. But Tyler Christian's fake name, mom, is saying Santa's getting Tyler PS5 for Christmas because Tyler is on the list. That's dumb. Why would you make up a fake kid's name? I think they'll be able to fact check that. Number 2. Don't you care about my kid's Christmas? Yeah, well, don't you care about everybody else's Christmas? 3. I work at a place, and I know they donate to you. I don't know why a child can't get more. That's dumb. You gotta understand that, yeah, one business can donate $2,000, but that's not enough for literally every kid to get a PS5. It's for 4 kids, which is 1/100th of the kids. And it's telling me 100 businesses aren't going to give out $2,000. They're already thinking for themselves during COVID times. And our foreman, personal statement for a woman who came to the office. You are Santa. Santa, reads claps. You must really not care about children if you to give my child his one only Christmas wish. Now I get you can't get one for every child, but he's feeling it's only for this one thing. Please don't post it anymore. Still keep my newsroom on it. It's a pretty good story. I don't know what else to say about it. It's just a little short story that really shows how entitled parents should go die off in a hole and go have all their inbred, horrible little goblins who came from down under to go jump in a lava pool. Or just better keep them all unvaccinated so they all die off in a couple years. Diseases, honestly, COVID, you kind of suck. But I mean, polio, you're my friend now nowadays. You used to suck back in the day, but nowadays you're just killing off all them entitled kids. So I'm happy about you, polio. Nowadays, at least. Before you kind of sucked, you killed everyone. But now we understand you. So yeah, keep killing off all them dumb kids. On to our next story. So we're down here. Nice German lady. This is posted by user the Stormband. It's a short story. Again, never mind. I thought it was a short story. It's actually pretty long. Whatever. We don't care about those things. We just care about that you have a good experience. Alright, so basic backstory is I skateboarded everywhere growing up, becoming highly independent, moved all over states on my own with just a skateboard and guitar to make money. I was 20 living in Denver right before Amendment 64 got passed, recreational use of marijuana. Wait, marijuana is legal now? Holy moly. I did not know that actually. I was 20 living in Denver right before Amendment 64 got passed, working 2 miles from where I lived, and made a comfortable skate route to get on and work in no time at all. I lived off 120th and Federal and had to commute to 136, I think. And Huron, the outdoor mall, every day. And I would pass by these nice houses daily from 10 a.m. and head to work to work and 12 a.m. to get home. While I was going to work, I met this old German couple that would love to who would love to chat about basic weather and how your day chat. I'd be on my way. Usually speaking Russian, my native tongue, because they only knew German and Russian well, and English was very poor for them. When they were talking about me raising up for a car, which I admit Russian sounds intimidating when you understand it, but this new couple walking their newborn immediately started yelling at us for not speaking English. Maybe the translator for the German couple. Here's the combo. Entitled mother. You're not allowed to use the skateboard here. My kids playing the street and they can get hurt. Me rolling my eyes because it's uphill for me. Me tonight's German. New neighbors. Huh? Entitled mother. You're in America. You need to speak English. Here. Me speaking to Germans. They say we need to speak English in America. We laugh. Entitled dad. I won't have you disrespecting my wife by saying that in front of me. Us visibly confusion. Until dad. I understand Spanish. I know exactly what you... How do you get Russian and Spanish confused? Pendejo. Don't sound anything like. There's like such a different in accents. Like you don't get those confused. Like unless you're the most racist white guy ever, you don't get those two confused. Like there's literally no similarities. They're like polar opposites right there. I mean like one is romantic and one is an angry language. You don't get romantic and angry mixed up. There is such a clear difference there because you don't know Spanish is counted as a romantic language and Russian is more of an angry language with German. Like, I can understand if you got maybe like French and Spanish confused. Again, there's still that accent, but how the frick would you get Russian and Spanish confused? That's just horrible. So, again, visibly confused. Me to the dad. Lo siento, hermano. Yo trabajando en la 15 minutos ya se fue. Que tienes bien día. Sorry, bro. I work in 15 minutes. I'm going to have a good day. And tell mother, you need to speak English. This is America. Get out of my nation. Sweet German lady. You new here? Never seen you or hexbone. Get out before I tell Hoa you cause trouble. Homeowners Association. Don't know what Hoa means. And tell mother, visibly gawked. And tell dad, we're calling the police. Pooped a mess up. Let's go. And that's my comment Karen having a nice chat with Germans. I mean, Germans can be really nice. I know that. So then I check the time and see if we can do it. That ends my time. We have 8 seconds left, and I'm gonna use those last 8 seconds to say, watch my videos. No one's at the partner, so